can get the front and we load up and roll. I got kids, yeah, I got staff, I make a little need more. I sell records, you sell packs, not on my level, no. I'm a pop star, I'm a rock star, I'm a winner. Think I'm not hard, you smoke rock hard waste, man, why you dumb? I'm with airline, we on airlines like we on the run. I'm with Tay, girls run up on me, they done. Money line, I'ma run it every time. Give me mine, going up, need no decline. Money line, I'ma run it every time. Give me mine, going up, need no decline. Yeah. Why I check cash, yeah, I need my hands.
It is. I think we are live.
All right.
What's up, Ronnie?
What's up? What's up? How you doing?
Happening? Good, man.
Good.
Staying
Good.
busy?
Yeah. I'm keeping myself busy.
Yeah.
It's crazy out there, so just keeping myself busy.
Yeah. The hair
Yeah.
is growing, so you're gonna cut it again or no?
Thinking about it, like cut
Yeah.
it again, and like the shortest way possible that I can do it. Um, because obviously we'll be still working from home.
Yeah.
I think until the end of the year or like September, the latest. I don't
Probably,
know.
man.
Probably
Because even for
because
me, traveling is out of the. I mean, it's not even a question. It's just like
yeah.
you don't even think about it. Yeah.
And also like coming in June 1st, there will be like rules in public transport.
Exactly.
So
Limitations too, right?
yeah, the capacity of public transportation is just not enough to for the whole like workforce, even in Amsterdam, to
Yep.
just like travel to work. And I think most of the company will still promote working from home.
Yeah, which is fine. We can do our
Yeah.
work from home.
How
Cheers.
how are
What are
you
you
coping up?
drinking?
Cheers.
What are you drinking?
This is Grolsch.
This is how the fuck do you say this?
I don't
Le
know.
Feu? I don't know. Blonde.
Sounds Belgian.
Some Belgium, exactly.
Yeah. Sounds Belgian.
Cheers. Staying busy too, man. Just we went live with our implementation. So now it's data cleanup, catch up, because you freeze the system. Now you're trying to enter those transactions into the
Yeah.
system. And this is when things are starting to come up, like security, and it's just full force, but it's good. It's good.
Yeah, and the moment you go live, more and more people will be using the system,
Exactly. Well,
and
so right now,
also like more and more people will ask for like more to see more, like basically more access.
yep. So we're doing training, and we have a training tenant, and people already clicking around, and they're already asking questions like, why can't I see this, or why do I see this? Too much access, less access. All those questions that are part of the Go Live project. So it's good.
That's cool. I
So
mean,
yeah, man. So listen, you and I talk a lot all the time off the record, all
mm-hmm.
like a lot. I met you now. I mean, what is it? 3 years.
Yeah, been here 3 years now.
So since I met you, and you're a guy that I'm always hanging out with, and we worked together a couple times, and but I think your story is pretty interesting. I think you're a humble guy. You come from humble beginnings, and I think your story could be just, at least to me, is very interesting. And I think you eventually, to some other young gangster out there, could be interesting. Some young punk out there. Uh, so if you can just tell me a little bit about your childhood, man. Like, where did you grow up? Where were you born?
Yeah, so
Yeah, just
starting from
share.
my childhood, we really started from like almost nothing.
Yep.
I grew up with my grandparents. Grandparents were just doing farming. Farming in the sense that it's not like farming compared to other countries that really makes a lot of money. It's like self consumption part farming.
Yep.
So something like that. And then just grew up outside, like way far away from the city. So I didn't know really anything about the city life. I'm just a kid who loves to go to farm.
Yeah.
I always go. I always I attended school, of course,
Yep.
but I always make to the point that I think I have more time in the farm or in the sea compared to my school. So like yeah, I began there. So I was really like hardworking when I was a kid.
When you were a kid, yeah, a long time
Somehow
ago.
it's gone. Somehow it's gone now. So like because basically I was like starting 10-year-old. I was supporting myself. Like
10 years old.
yeah. I was selling
What were
bread.
you What were you doing to support yourself, man?
I was working at a bakery and then selling bread. Will wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning. So see, I was really hardworking at that time. So yeah,
So
4 o'clock in the
were you
morning.
baking yourself, or were you
Yeah,
just delivering?
I
What
was
were you
just a
doing?
helper. I was just a
Yeah,
helper in like baking, and then like we put it in a we pack the bread and then put it in a large basket. I carry it, and then at 5 a.m. I get out of the bakery and then just shout out on the streets,
deliver
bread,
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 bread.
bread.
Yeah,
Really?
bread, yeah. That's the thing before. Like now it's gone, but that was the thing before.
Uh, Now they have Uber, right?
Yeah, now they have bikes and everything, and they have delivery service, so it's different
Okay.
technology.
But
So
let me take it back a little bit. So
yep.
you were born where in the Philippines?
I was born in it's called Samar. It's
Samar?
in the Visayas, so it's really far from Manila, the capital of
Capital.
Philippines. So and also there's not really much in terms of technology. Even right now, the internet is still not that good.
In Manila,
I can
in the
still do
Philippines.
like yeah, I
Yeah.
can still do like a video call with my family there. So it's not that
Yeah.
good, and it's really like farming, fishing village along the coast. Uh, so yeah, and also like I think during my childhood, like people who work in the city were like the most famous. Like you
Yeah.
know, if they come
You
back,
made it. Like if you went to
yeah,
the
yeah,
city, you made it.
yeah,
Yeah.
so yeah, something like that, something like that. That's somehow I as a child, it started on me like someday I'm gonna work in the city. So
So
I
that
think
was
it started
that
there.
was the goal, to go to the city.
Yeah, that was the goal. And I think at that time, and even from right now, still now, it's still like the goal of the many of most people, like to go to the city because the money is there, opportunity is there. So
That's where you want
I
to go.
think it's just a common practice as well.
Yep, yep, makes sense.
So
So,
yeah,
so you were, so you grew up and you started working since, yeah, I mean, 10 years old, man.
yeah.
That's a young, and so you early in your childhood you started learning, to work and, basically earn your way, right? Earn your money or earn your way, and. But what kind of kid were you in little man? Were you an outgoing kid, quiet kid, or
Uh,
troublemaker?
uh, a little bit of everything.
Everything? Yeah, yeah,
I can say I'm one of the loudest in my classroom when I was a
yeah.
kid. Like I was always like talkative, and also I never stay home.
Okay.
For like the longest I stay home is like when I sleep, like it's like 8 hours, and then during
You
the day I can
get
never
out.
stay like 4 hours straight. I'm always out. I was always out playing. I was always out somewhere in the river, somewhere just playing with other kids because before in my childhood, like kids
Yeah.
still play outside.
Yep.
And also like we don't have television, so there's no reason to stay home. So it's
Yeah.
also one of my unique experience that we watch television with other house, like my friends out
Exactly.
there. Like even until now, they still remind me like, yeah, before I used to watch television in your house. So it was a different kind of experience, really.
Yeah, but I mean, you're younger than me, so I mean, this is not too far ago, right? I mean, I
Yeah,
hear these stories like from my parents, or where like there was no television, things like that. But even even at younger generations, you still see this in other countries, right? So where internet still limited, televisions, things like that. So
yeah.
uh, yeah. Okay, so you went. Did you go to like the same elementary school, or were you kind of moving around, or how did that work? You
I just attended the same elementary school.
elementary.
So yeah,
Yeah.
it's the same. It's pretty close to our house. It's
Okay.
like 100 meter distance. So
Was this
it's
public
pretty good.
school or a private
Public
school?
school. It's public
Public
school.
school. Yep.
So and then
Okay.
it's the type of school and it's the type of town where everybody knows everybody.
Everyone is everybody. Okay.
Like yeah, like
Yeah.
your teachers.
There
Because I
goes
was
Duque. There goes Duque.
yeah, yeah. And I was like, where is he? He's always absent, something like that. Because that was really my signature during my
Yeah.
elementary years. It's like I was really always absent because at that time I was not really uh, it was not really my priority.
Yep.
But of course, I still I just get along. Like for the sake of passing, I just pass. So
So you did enough to pass, and
yeah,
nobody you
yeah,
basically
basically
care, right?
yeah.
You
Yeah, and that time my grandparents never care. Like my grandfather says, like intelligent people are being killed. This was like
yeah.
Japanese era or something. So because they were
Okay.
like that old that time. So
So you grew up with your parents, right? That's
grandparents, yeah, yeah,
got it. So were did you have like direct cousins, first cousins, or was it just friends? Did you or siblings?
yeah. I didn't grow up with my siblings, so but I
Mhm.
grew up with my direct first cousins.
Okay.
Like we were like four of us.
Okay.
So taken care by our grandparents. So it was a different setup because uh, it's not like when somebody receives something and others will still have chance because it's
Yep.
different from the parents. So
Mm-hmm.
my cousin's parents was working in the city, and also of course my parents were working in the city, but they have their own family already, so it
Yep.
was never up on them. They don't have that much to also support me.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it was a bit tough, but it was fun growing up with them.
Yep. Yep. So it was, but then I mean, you also learned a lot of things from them, right? Like
Yes, basically, yep.
baking and yeah, basically you learn to work your way, out in the world. So, so you're there in elementary school. Do they have like middle school, or you go straight to high school
I
in the Philippines?
we go straight to high school.
Okay, so you're still in
So
your same town, and you
no,
go
it's
to high
different
school.
now. Like it's different. I think my life change started when I attended high school
Okay,
because there's a one school in it's called Cebu. It's,
okay,
it's it's far from my hometown, basically an hour flight.
okay,
And this school offers free education and
okay.
everything. So yeah, that's why I choose that school. Of course, you have to pass the exam, interview,
Be
uh,
accepted. All this.
yeah,
Yep.
to be accepted. There's an entrance. So, but basically, they provide board and lodging and food, everything. And like the compound, the school is like 11-hectare school, so it's
Okay.
like pretty big, and they have like at least close to 3,000 students.
How many kids were in your class, man? Like in your
It's
classroom?
yeah, it's in my classroom. It's 64 kids.
64 kids.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. How did the
For one
instructors keep
teachers.
up, man? How did they keep up? They don't fucking keep up, do they?
I mean, it's a type of school wherein the kids are pretty disciplined.
Okay, okay, okay.
So yeah,
So you're there
the
because you want to be there, right? You're not
yeah,
there.
I was there because I wanna be there because I heard something about that, and then I've seen some graduates from there in my hometown. So and then they have like after graduating high school, they have their like nice job already in a company. So yeah, that was like because I got two options there, like to have like to study in the city with
Yeah,
a full scholarship as well. But I like this one was just like the next province to my
yeah,
hometown, so it was closer. And then basically I just decided I want to go to the farther option.
yep, yep.
So,
Nice.
so yeah, that was
Okay, so you made it into the school. You passed the exams. You were accepted, and what kind of I mean, so were you then committed? Were you still working? How did things work out with you? Who do you live with during high school?
oh, so yeah, that school is like a really different setups because
Okay.
all of us students are living there as well.
Oh, like
So
campus.
yeah, it's like a big campus, big dormitory,
Yeah.
big buildings. So all of us are living there. Like it's
Just
like
guys, just males.
yeah, just guys. So there's like
Okay.
boys town, girls town. So boys and
Okay.
girls in different buildings. I
Okay.
mean, not different buildings. even different city.
Different
So
city. There's no
yeah,
way to get
there's
nearby.
no way. So there's no way. So
Yeah. Okay.
so yeah.
Okay.
Basically, I no longer have to work because they really provide everything.
Okay.
I just
But
have
did
to
you have to
study
do
and
any chores, responsibilities?
yeah, like
No.
gardening, uh, clean the roads, basically something like that because we're the one we should maintain the place. So
Maintain
yeah,
the.
yeah. So there's like it is the type of school that everything you do is based on a schedule.
Okay.
So when you wake up 6 a.m., there's like a 1 minute alarm for the whole campus. Even the neighboring houses will still wake up at 6 a.m. 6
Yep.
a.m. because it's really a loud like alarm.
Yep.
And then after that, like you take shower and then you study and then breakfast and then you clean and then after that, if it's a weekday, that's like the regular classes until lunchtime. Then you go lunch. After eating, you
Yep.
clean and then after that afternoon sessions of the class and then after that like uh you go shower as well, so basically you do shower twice a day.
Yep. So everything's is schedule based,
Yes,
basically.
everything is scheduled, so there's like a schedule to play, like this is just your schedule to play. So that was like the program until now, it's still the program.
Is it? So what is playing like in this school? What do you do for playing back then?
Basically a major sport is basketball.
Basketball.
Like we do have
And
like
you're a tall
almost
guy, so that was your
yeah
sport.
yeah
You're a tall guy.
yeah, in my batch I was the tallest, so
Yeah.
yeah.
You were the tallest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was the tallest, so
Yeah.
it was a bit of advantage for me because I don't have to try out on the varsity. I was just
They
pre-selected.
automatically
Okay,
pull you.
okay, you don't have to. I don't care if you don't know. I was not like.
Just stand there and raise your hands. I don't care what
Yeah,
you do.
basically that's what happened. So I don't have to know the basketball. I don't have to be good at it. I was
Just have
just
to block
pre-selected.
them. Yeah.
So yeah, I was a bit of a advantage there.
So in this school, like you start the year, you finish the school year, and then you went back home, or what happened? So you were there
So
how
yeah,
many?
every year there's like a 2 week vacation.
Okay.
Like all of us just go home to our families.
2 weeks only.
Yeah, 2 weeks. Yeah,
Oh shit. Was that
yeah. That's
enough?
like that was that at that time that was enough.
That was
So
enough? Your
yeah, that
grandparents
was
were like,
that time.
okay, we had enough. I love you. Get
Yeah, yeah, something like
the
that. And then at that time that was enough.
Yeah.
Actually, during vacation I just get bored.
You got bored.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah, just get bored because there's like just different activities, and I also couldn't meet much of my classmates during elementary because they will still have classes
Yep.
because we don't go on vacation during summertime.
Okay.
Like we go on January, so January is still like school days outside of that school.
Got it. So
um
I'm sorry. So tell me a little bit about growing up learning English already, man. So how is it? How is English already part of the Philippines language?
yeah, it basically it really starts the moment you start speaking.
Really?
For us, yeah, it's
Yep.
like because culture wise we're really like Americanized culture,
Yep.
and also it's really it's into our like practice as parents as well, like if you learn English, even if you don't have the right accent, even as
Yep.
long as you learn English to speak English, it's like you're good.
You have a shot.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
have a shot. So it really starts from preschool,
Okay.
even with kids, especially right now, like my kid can speak English, like
Yep. Yep.
he can speak more English than our like Filipino language.
Yep.
So it's really a starting point, and also it's the number one language used for teaching,
Okay.
like history
In English.
classes, subject English,
Okay.
math subjects English. I think only only the subject that we don't use English is the Filipino subject. So
That's
for
it.
teaching, and then the rest are like normally we just use English. So
Okay.
like
So
it's really from the start.
so from the start, since you can remember, you've been basically speaking both, but mainly English,
Yeah,
probably
mainly English. Yeah,
English. Okay. Okay. So you're in high school, and that's 4 years also.
yeah, 4 years.
4 years in same school. You make it to graduation, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Any interesting stories there? So were there like a focus subjects like that drove you into technology or engineering, or how did that work in high
Yeah.
school?
So this is also like a very technical school. So
Okay.
you have like those courses. So this is where I learned how to drive.
Okay.
So
Uh,
I learned how to like carpentry, like I also learned how to bake bread, like the bakery, the baking, something like that. That's where I get my skill. Welding, it's really hard labor. So like
Speaking of bread, my wife said that we may need to do an order of your famous bread.
is it like the coconut bread or something?
Yeah, the coconut bread. Yes, yes. So this is where you learn all these skills, or
Yeah,
all.
yeah, yeah. But for me, because I was already working in the bakery when I was a kid or I was small, so I have the background. So and then it just got better when I started working proper classes.
Yep.
Like it was a proper
Like
measurement.
measuring and shit. Like
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, exactly. And then cool machine. So it was really a proper learning in terms of
Yeah.
baking.
It wasn't
So
just
yeah,
like throwing
yeah,
salt
yeah.
and sugar, and I think that's good.
Yep, yeah,
Not
yeah,
knowing
something like that. So
measurements.
when,
Yeah.
yeah, so at that time, like everything was measured, and
Yep.
there's oh, this is there's that is where also I start like the first time I use computer,
Yep.
probably the first time I see computer.
Really, in high school.
I think so. I think so
So,
because
so
there's like there.
what was your impression, man? Tell me about this, because I have my story about the first time. Well, in high school we had them just to type papers, but I hated them. But the first time I actually enjoy a computer, obviously I have my own story on that. But I want to
Mhm.
know your story. Like, how did you became engaged with computers?
For me, it was I started with like the basic
Yep.
Office applications.
Yeah. Word, all this
Yeah,
stuff.
Word, yeah,
Yeah,
PowerPoint, something like
PowerPoint.
that.
Yep.
But we have like we start. That's where we started coding class, like C++.
C++ in high
Yeah,
school.
high school. Yeah,
Nice. Okay.
those the like printf everything. So like this
Yep.
logic. So I think that's where I started like really my interest in those kind of programming
Yep.
and logic. And also we have this like CAD design. It's where like you design objects using
Yep.
computer software. So that's also one thing that I
Like
learned
modeling,
from the
right?
school. Yeah, yeah, yeah. 3D modeling, something like that.
3D modeling. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So C++, so you're learning the if statements,
Yep.
arrays, all these
Yes.
things. Uh, I remember my first output was "Hello World" when I did some basic programming,
It's
and
the same for us. It's
same for
actually
us. "Hello
yeah,
World."
it's
Yeah,
yeah, hello world.
yeah. Okay. So did you enjoy it, or were you just doing it because you had to do it?
I mean, at that time I enjoy it, and also because the instructor, like the assistant instructor, introduced us to games.
Ah, okay.
Like, oh, this is cool. Like at that time, like we that time it's like the floppy disk.
Yeah, yeah.
The
3.5.
games was in the floppy
Yep,
disk.
yep,
So it's like yeah. So yeah, that's sort of like and basically even the built-in games like the solitaire and everything is really amazes me already the
yep.
computer, but like they introduced me into like shooting games, Mario. So yeah, that was like really my coolest experience.
So that drove you into the computer. So
Yes, yes.
did you have time to play the games after class or something, or did you have your
Um, it
library
was
time, or how did it work?
it was not allowed, so it's
It
we
was
have
not
to like
allowed.
we have yeah. So we have to be creative.
How are you creative?
It's
Tell me,
like
young buck.
somebody distracts the prophet, the teacher, the instructor, or when he's not around, and then when because that's cool. Like if there's always like someone roaming around to monitor the classes.
Yeah,
So yeah, so you have to be creative because if you get caught, you could like do 10 laps around the whole
really?
wall for yeah
Oh, shit.
to
That's
run.
serious?
So
What?
yeah, yeah, those are the punishments or like 100 push-ups.
100 push-ups.
At that time, I can do 100 push-ups. No, no.
Yeah. So I mean, you were playing basketball. You were
There's
a
some
fit
kids.
kid,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. So we have really to be creative. That's where I saw the games that guy was really like for me that's what like the smartest one because he embed those games in Excel.
Yep. Okay.
Like my Excel was
Excel.
just open. Yeah, my
Yeah.
Excel was just open, but it was like we just click. I think it was like macro or something. Then the game just pop up on Excel, and then Alt tab. That's when I learned Alt tab. Oh,
Oh yeah.
Alt tab. Yeah, yeah. Of course, of course.
You know, whoever sees this, they'll be like, "What the hell is this? This guy's old, man. What the hell is this?" Okay, so you started getting into gaming, and then
Yeah.
you started to get creative to play the games. And did you try to build your own game or anything like that?
No, I
No.
mean I was not really like passionate in computer
Okay.
game. I was still
Okay.
on the outdoor game, so it
Okay.
was just when I was in front of the computer,
That's
I
what
was
you would
happy.
do.
But I when outside of the computer, I was not my body was not looking for it, so I
Got it.
was not looking for it. So it was not I was not in addiction mode yet.
Not in addiction. Not yet. So
Not
later you
yet, not
know.
yet.
Later,
So yeah, not
yeah.
yet. So yeah,
Okay. So it's technical school. You get into so right in your last year, senior year, which we call in the U.S. Uh, I'm sure they'll start asking the questions. What are you going to do? Where are you going to go to college? Blah blah blah. So what's happening to your mind? What do you want to go to college? Did you want to go to college? Were you like
yeah.
do that? Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, the yeah, I always have like the dream of going to college, of finishing college,
Yep.
because obviously from my hometown, from my family, it's not at that time. I think I was like the third who finished college, and like in
Third
my
of
whole
of your family tree,
yeah on the father
really,
side,
on your father's side.
yeah on the father
Okay.
side. So
It's not
so yeah.
something common. It's not something that, but something you wanted to do, right? You
Yeah
wanted to do it.
and at that time it's really like I really believe, and I think at that time it was still true. If you have a degree, you still have the edge.
A better chance,
So like
right?
yeah, better chance. And then so yeah, and then the good thing with that school is like they really have a lot of sponsors. And then yeah, we took some scholarship exams,
Okay.
and then that was like there were some schools that I took, uh, but unfortunately at that point they only get the top I think 10,
Okay.
and I was on the 15. I don't know what happened. Like people are asking me why are you because I was the top of my class in that
Really?
school.
But you didn't
So
make it. What the
yeah, I
hell?
didn't make it. So like, oh, not for me. I don't know.
So then what happened? How did you get into a different school or what happened?
At that time, I just gave up. And then what happened? I decided to work, like hard labor work, like manufacturing factory.
So you didn't make it to the college, and then you get out of high school, so you had to get a job, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So
Because
do
at
you
that
go back?
time,
You go back home with your grandparents, or do you go with what
no,
happened
I stayed in that province in
in the
Cebu
province?
to
And
work.
who do you stay with? You get your own place?
Uh, my schoolmates.
Your schoolmates, your
Yeah,
mates,
yeah,
mate?
my mates. Like I crashed on their apartment
Yeah.
because at that time they already have money, so they just let me stay.
Okay.
And
So
at
were you
that
like
time,
did you get the couch there?
yeah, honestly, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, you
obviously, yeah, I
got the
get the
couch.
couch, yeah.
Okay.
And then, but at that time, I didn't decide immediately to work because I had a little bit of money. I continue applying for scholarship.
Okay. So you didn't give up. You're like, oh fuck it.
Yeah, I didn't give up. I didn't give up, but it was not at that time. I think it was not really for me because
Okay.
I almost passed the maritime school. So
Maritime
if
school.
I get it, I'm supposed to be on a ship right now, something working, because
So
that's
what
really
does
a
that do?
trend.
What does that do? What is that? What kind of doors does that open?
This
Like
is like
going?
the Norwegian shipping company.
Yeah, yeah. I know.
Yeah,
I
they
work
have
for
their
fucking
yeah
maritime
yeah
too.
yeah yeah. They have their
Like,
own like
what kind of job does it give you on the boat?
it's depends if you wanna be because everybody starts at the beginning. Like if you wanna be a crew, or if you want to be in a marine engineer, so you will go to the engine
Okay.
room and fix the engine. So like basically there are like two classifications,
Okay.
like marine engineering, or I don't know, the other one I forgot.
Okay. Okay. But were
So
you excited
so
about this, or were you like,
yeah,
there's one way out, or what was it?
actually no, I was not excited about it because
No.
I always want to be like, I always want to get engineering course, an
Okay. You didn't want to
engineering.
be on a boat.
No,
No.
but at that time, like whatever you like, whatever God gives me or something, like I'll
Yeah.
take it. I'll take it. Whatever it is, I'll
Yeah.
take it. As long as you just give me college. So
Yeah. Yeah.
and then at that time, because we graduate like 4 months ahead of the like normal school year, so we graduated December. So I think it was like February. My money ran out, so I just I realized I need the job,
Okay.
because
Okay.
at that time like my mates were like feeding me and everything, and then
You're like,
yeah,
yeah, but
they're the one who got jobs, so I owe those guys big time. So but
are
yeah,
you
just
still in touch with these guys?
yeah, of course, yeah,
Yeah. Good. Good.
yeah,
Okay. So
and
you're like, I need a job. I run out of money. So where do you go?
yeah, yeah, they just took me in, and then they took me with them and their company, and then
No.
they just interview me, because those companies is like most of the workers are graduate from that school.
Okay. Okay.
So like there's a bit of monopoly there. So like
Okay.
that was like my interview. Like I was interviewed in the morning. Okay, you start today.
You no shit.
Yeah, that was it. Like I started like on the manufacturing. This company was making like lampshades.
Okay. So where did you
So
start?
yeah,
At the bottom? What do you do? Clean
yeah,
the
I started
floor?
bottom. I was
Line worker?
basically, it was basically because there's like a metals
Yep.
lampshade. So like someone cuts those metals, and then someone bends them. I was the one bending those metals into their desired shape, and someone's gonna weld them. So
Okay.
it was like I was in the line.
No shit. And
So
how
so
old are
yeah,
you at this time?
at this time I was
Roughly?
roughly like 17.
Like 17.
Yeah,
Okay.
17. Yeah,
And was it a morning shift, late shift?
it
What was
was
it?
like morning shift.
Morning shift. Okay.
Yeah,
So you used to get in the morning because of high school, because they wake you up at 6 anyway.
yeah, yeah.
How many hours do you work in this factory?
10 hours.
10 hours.
Yeah, 10 hours. So like 2 hours, 8 hour shift, 2 hours, 2 hours overtime. That was also like my first proper job that I'm getting paid.
Okay.
Although it was not that much, because at that time I was only getting paid like $3 a day.
$3 a day.
Yeah,
Is this
compared to
minimum
like
wage at that time?
minimum wage at that. I don't think that was minimum wage.
You think you can rip
But it
off?
was close to a minimum wage. Like they told me like that's the starting. Like it was on the I signed the contract. So yeah,
So translate to dollars, that was $3 a day, roughly.
yeah. But maybe
Okay.
at that time the exchange rate was like 45, maybe $4 a day,
Okay.
something
But
like
was
that.
it at least enough to get you some food
Yeah,
and
it was enough. It was enough to buy my food, to still drink on the weekend.
to drink on the week? Oh, so you started drinking already.
Yeah, man. It
Oh,
was like
yeah.
what's to do? Like you're already working, you're earning your own money.
What else there to
Basically,
do?
basically, I get exposed to drinking when I was still a kid, because my grandmother is really drinks a lot, so
Yeah.
it runs in the blood.
You're
I think.
running the man. So, so did he send you to buy the drinks for him? You know?
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was
yeah.
like the time. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I
and then
remember.
I cheat him like this is 20 pesos, so it's total only 15 pesos, so I get 5 pesos.
Yeah, 5 pesos for you, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that.
That's
So
how it works because they don't
yeah,
remember anyway, right?
no, they don't, and then they're pretty drunk anyway.
Okay, so you're working in this factory. How long did you work there?
I worked there for like 2.5 months, because the school from Manila called,
Okay.
and then the increase, because at that time they only took the top 10.
Yep.
Now they want the top 20.
Oh, so you're
I was the
15.
15th. I was the
Okay.
15th. So
Oh, shit.
okay. So I mean at that time I didn't really think twice. I said, I'm resigning. I'm resigning. Like,
You're going to school.
yeah, I'm going to school. This is my chance. Like, I don't know what to
Yep.
do. It was a big city. It's Manila. I've been there, but I was too young when I was
Yep.
there, so I don't know anything. And at that time also, I don't have money because what I earn from my job is only enough for me to for my to food to buy food, pay for the rent. So there's like no saving at all. And honestly, I was not saving at the time because whatever's left, we just use it for like
Party.
fun.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
So
so you get the call, and do you know why they extended the range, or they didn't say?
I don't know. I didn't ask, but they just extended at that time. I think that was like the special occasion that they extended the
Case?
range. So
Okay, that
basically,
worked out for you then.
yeah, that worked out for me. There's a chance for me to study in a university.
So the was this university also similar, like stay on campus, or you have to provide your own
No, it's different.
housing, and they only provided tuition then,
Yeah,
basically.
tuition and allowance.
And okay, okay.
So
So
from
you have to figure out where to live in Manila, right?
yes,
Well, shit.
yeah.
What do you do?
So
What happened?
it was tough, man. Like
Yeah.
basically because I don't have money, but I need money to go to the school, to go to Manila, right? So what I did, like I approached my class math teacher at that time.
Yep.
So yeah, he loaned me money, and I don't think I paid him. I didn't
Oh shit.
until now.
You better
I think
save
I
a
don't
check
think
right
I paid
now.
him. I think he loaned me 2,000 pesos,
How much was that in dollars?
which is like about uh 40 dollars,
Okay. Okay.
something like that. So like $40, and then 1,000 something of that one is like the fare, and then I have like 500 pocket money.
Pocket money. Okay.
So yeah, so like I just ventured that time. I do have a lot of relatives in Manila, but I don't know where they are.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
like
because you barely are in touch with them, right? So
yeah, yeah. So I don't know where they are, and I don't have phone at that time. I don't have cell phone,
there's no cell phone.
and then like but I got friends already from the same school, so
Okay.
I live in their apartment
So you call
because
them, be like, "Hey, I'm going to a college. There's opportunity. Can I stay with you?" Or
yeah, yeah.
you
Uh,
just arrive and like, "Hey," and you knock on the door and like, "Hey, surprise, motherfucker!"
it was I hope it was the situation, but the high school arranged it for us.
Ah, really? Okay.
Yeah, so the high school arranged it for us, and then so yeah, it started from there. I mean, I was really excited, university, but this is the type of scholarship where my allowance was delayed for 3 months. So
Mm.
like basically my first 3 months, I have like 500. It was $10. I have to live with $10 for 3 months.
No shit.
And I told the guys, hey, I cannot pay my rent. I don't have money.
So what you do, man?
It was honestly it was the one of the toughest moment. I think it was the toughest moment
Toughest
because I don't know
moment
the area.
so
I
far
don't
in
know the
your life, yeah.
yeah, because I don't know the city. If it was in my province, I don't care if I have money or not. I can survive. But
Yep.
this one is the big city. So far, the biggest city I've been.
Yep.
So, but when I think about it, nowadays, it's just really fun that I had that experience.
Yep.
So it just teach me like how I'm really blessed right now. So like I have these things already,
Yep.
and then back in the day, but it was fun. It was, but at that time I was not really thinking that much.
Yep.
Even like there were really days that I only ate once a day. That's like I was in fasting or something.
You were fasting.
Like yeah, I mean basically I did what I had to do to survive. So like
Yep.
like there's like public transport
Yep.
from the apartment to school. Most of the time I don't pay.
You don't you did what you
Yeah, like I was saving my money. Like I have the
did.
money for fare, but if I can get away with it,
Did you have to
I'm not
walk
proud of it.
also, like, or any, or when you missed the public transport, or you how did you were just
No,
kind of working
there's
your way
always a
around?
public transport. Like I cannot walk because it would be like 10-kilometer walk.
It was
So
far. It was too
so it
far.
was far. So and
You
it's
had to cheat the system.
Yes, yes, yeah.
You
So
get to do
I
what you
mean,
do.
you learn a few tricks, like
Yeah.
like you stay at the end, most end, or you stay closest to the driver.
They
You
never
talk to
think
the
you would
driver a
do
little
more,
bit.
right?
So yeah, so something like that. So that was because for 3 months I never had money, and then but when my allowance came, it was like it was like 3 months lump sum.
Oh,
So
really? Okay.
yeah, 3 months lump sum allowance. So it was big for me at that time.
Yeah, yeah.
So
So
yeah, we
you're
started.
still you're staying with we staying you say with some friends,
Yeah,
and then you get this the allowance, and obviously you start school,
yeah.
and then you were in this school for what, the 4 years, right? Bachelor's? Or how many
Five
years?
5 years.
5 years?
Yeah,
Okay.
because it's an engineering degree, so 5 years
Okay, five
bachelor's.
years. So what made you, so before you even go into the school, you had to pick a I guess uh yeah, a subject. So why
Yep.
engineering? Because you just wanted to be I mean, you said earlier you wanted to be an engineer.
Yeah, ever since I was a kid, I always like I was on me like I wanna be an engineer. Although at that time I don't know that there are a lot of engineering types. Like
Okay. You're
I
like just
just don't know me
engineer.
like why is electrical engineer? I just know engineer. So like, but
Yeah,
there are a lot of types of engineer.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So yeah, what I took like the communication and electronics engineering
Okay.
because at that time that was the hot major
Yep.
bachelor degree at that time.
Yep.
So yeah, I took that one.
What was there anybody during this time that was like you thought was giving you good advice, or you just were just figuring shit on your own all the way along, or or was there like a friend or an instructor or a counselor to say, Ronnie, do this, do that, or no, you didn't have that at that time.
At that time, not we don't. I don't have particular person, but I do have some peers and friends
They
that
were
we really think
advising you.
about. Yeah, yeah, it's a common group.
Yeah.
So I have the good group, and then I have like also the bad influence group.
That
So
influence.
I was in a bit of math, a little bit of both. So my college really is interesting for me in the sense that I have the prayer group,
Hmm.
but I also have like the drinking group, and then those the college students who beat high school kids in computer
Yep.
games, and then they earn a lot of money, and then we drink
Yeah.
on that
Yeah.
one. Like we use the money, we use the winnings to drink.
No shit.
So like it was mixed. I was never really a straight student.
Yep. So
So
so you were doing okay to kind of get the classes going, keep
yeah,
scholarship,
maintain scholarship. Yeah.
maintaining, but you were like, okay, at that point you were like here and there. Uh, but I think if you would have focused, you could have really kind of like just be on the top of the game, right? But you were
Yeah, and like my first 2 years, I was still a very good student.
okay.
I
Okay.
was on the dean's list. I was like top of
Okay.
the engineering class or something. Like a third year, that was we started to know like we started to hang out like drinks between breaks.
Yep.
Sometimes you get like
Yep.
2 hour break in subjects. That's where like one bat. At that time, they introduced me to one bat. I didn't know it was one battle, one battle. So you started one battle.
Okay, okay. So it's getting interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
So you go through all these first 2 years, you're a good boy, but also doing a little bit of everything. Uh, and then what happens like what right the senior year when you're almost when you get to the fifth year, getting close to graduation, and probably already looking for a job or some kind of internship, or are you thinking about this, or you're just trying to make it to the end? What happens there?
At that time, something really, for now I call it good happen,
Yeah.
but at that time it was not really. It was devastating. On my
Okay.
fifth year, I flunked out subject,
Okay. Okay. Fifth
and
year.
then yeah, and then yeah, I lost the scholarship. So
Yep.
good thing that you remember my high school. I reached
Yeah.
out to them to help me, and my mother, my biological mother, also helped me. So that's
Yep.
why I was able to made it to finish the fifth year.
Yep.
But really at that time, because even in my college years, I already doing side job. You know those engineering projects,
Mm-hmm.
drawings. I'm doing that one to just to earn extra money.
Okay.
So I can say that compared to other students, I have more money when I was in college
Yeah, because you were
because
working.
I was getting their money. I was
Yeah.
doing doing their
So
projects. And
so if you were earning this money after class, and you were just making this money and
yep,
doing your okay. So yeah, I mean, you had a full day, huh?
yeah. So but at that time, I was really focused on getting a job.
Yep.
Like like my last semester, I was already starting to apply. I
Okay.
started applying in like technical support. Start
Okay.
from there, BPO. But it's like I never passed those interviews because they don't really like my English. It has to be like American accent.
American accent, yeah. Because
Customer support. So
a lot of the support, customer support, it has been outsourced to the Philippines at that time, right?
yes,
So,
even up to now. So like your English has to be really good
okay.
in terms of accent as well.
So
So
you're going to apply for customer support roles, and you're getting rejected, and
yep,
so I mean, what happens? What did you? I mean, obviously you kept interviewing, but
yep.
what
I
was your
think
first job after that? Your breakthrough?
I had like close to 10 rejections or
Yeah.
six
Okay.
rejections. After that, I applied in Accenture.
Okay.
At that time, they were really, I think until now, they were hiring like newly grad students and then they
Okay.
train them to be software engineers. So
Yep.
yeah, that's where I get because they don't care about how I speak my English. So
They're
like,
like, can you? Yep. Yep.
yeah, they just get my school records. Okay, you have some nice grades, but you have some flunk subjects, but you have like the important subjects, you're good. So like, yeah, they gave me a chance, and then basically that was my first professional job.
So Accenture opened the door for you.
Yeah, Accenture opened the door for me. Yeah.
Do you remember what was the interview process like? How many interviews with Accenture?
I think I had like two interviews.
Two interviews. Okay.
Yep. Because
So
at that time, I this is like fresh graduate student. This is more like hiring interns
interns.
part,
Okay.
something like that. So
Okay.
they
So
want they want
you have to prove yourself anyway, right?
yeah, yeah, they want fresh grads, and then they train them, and then that's it.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So you get the job, and then you're still in Manila. You're still living with your friends then? Still?
No, at that time I was already living with my aunt
Okay.
relatives.
You're living with your
So
relatives, and then once you get the Accenture job, well, then what happens? You excited, or you're like, well, fuck it, that's
yeah,
what
I
I.
was so excited, man.
Yeah.
Like on my first pay,
Yeah.
that was the first time I had my Starbucks. Like
Oh, really?
I can never forget that, man. Like I was 22 years old.
Yep.
That was my first time I had my Starbucks.
So you
And
were
then
what,
like,
22?
sorry, what?
How old were you?
22.
22. So you get your
Yeah,
paycheck, and then you're like, I'm gonna have a proper Starbucks.
yeah. And then they just invited me. Actually, they just invited me,
Oh
like the
yeah.
team leader or something. Like, okay, let's go. You get paid, and I paid. That was like the most expensive coffee I ever had. And then I never know how it tastes like. So and
Yeah.
then I and then I just read it's the best coffee so I ever had. That's why I cannot forget that experience with my, like
Yep.
my very first Starbucks because that was my first paycheck. So yeah.
So
Uh
was it the best coffee you ever had, or no?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Or was it bullshit?
Now I no longer buy Starbucks. But at that time that was the best coffee
That
I
was a
ever had.
proper coffee. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the proper coffee.
Okay. Well, this is good. Good. I mean, like you said, you're like, you see it, but you're like, I can afford it. Now you get a paycheck. Now
Hmm.
I'm right.
I'm
So
starting proper
yeah,
earning proper money. So
proper money.
yeah.
So Uh,
I'm not sure proper money is the right term. I was earning properly, proper job, something like that.
well, it's your professional job. You're
Yeah.
getting better pay,
Hmm.
and things are starting to get better from a professional standpoint, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. So what happens at Accenture? How long were you there?
I was there for 4 years.
Okay. So
So
you work your way in different
yep,
positions.
yeah. I worked my way up. Like first, after for 1 year, one year way up. Second year, one way up.
Okay.
So I was already a senior software engineer when I left Accenture.
Okay. Okay.
That's where I get introduced to Workday.
At
Get my
Accenture.
certification. Yeah.
Okay. So when they told you about this Workday thing, what did you say?
I mean, they basically told me like you cannot back down because you already registered in the course and it's so expensive.
You cannot back up. So it's mandatory.
because
So
because
either
my
you
first
take
skill.
it or you're fired. Basically.
Honestly, that's what happened because I was really expecting to be trained to Salesforce because I was in the CRM. I
Ah,
was
okay.
working on a CRM system, so, and then
Yep.
the closest to that thing, like even my most of my colleagues were like retooled or trained to Salesforce. So I
Okay.
was expecting to have Salesforce. At that time I already know Salesforce. It was a good company. It was a good skill. But then they just call me, hey, next Monday you'll have a training on Workday. Like what's Workday? And like
What's
that time I don't know what's Workday. Like I never signed up for this. Yeah, but you don't have a job right now. You are on bench because at that
Oh,
time you don't have billable. So like when you're
yep,
bench,
yep,
like they will train you to different skill so that like the projects and the pipeline they can like
yep,
deploy you to future projects. So
yep.
yeah. So you're not earning money for the company. That's why you should
You
attend
haven't
this
told.
training, acquire new skill. You have to pass the certification, otherwise you have to redo the training.
Okay.
So so yeah, that was like my Workday introduction. It was all like virtual courses.
All virtual.
Yeah, all virtual. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So once you got the certification, how long are you still in Accenture?
I stayed there for 2 years.
2 years.
Yeah, I had like two implementation projects. Accenture.
Okay. Really?
Yep.
Okay.
So I
Yeah.
started in. uh
Oh, let me pause it. Go get a
all right.
refill. Let me pause. There you go. So
All right.
you get introduced to Workday at Accenture. You pass
Yes.
your certs, two implementations.
Yep.
Yep, and then integrations. Obviously, that's where you
Yes,
start.
yes. I started from the beginning. At Accenture, I was already working with integrations on that CRM tool.
Yep.
And then I moved to Workday. I also moved to the integration side of Workday.
But from the integration side, did you have like a lead integration consultant, and you were doing kind of like the back end work, or did you start it as the integration lead consultant? How did that work?
At that time, because we have like one lead from India, like as a mentor.
Okay.
So, but he was not part of the project. He was just like there to guide us. So
Okay.
and there's not much really resources as well.
Okay.
So
So he
I
threw
really
you in.
learned.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really learned the hard way. Like how this basically my first integration took me 6 months.
6 months.
Yeah. Because I don't know anything. I was just fresh from training, so
So that integration would take you how much right now? How long?
probably 2 weeks with
2 weeks.
documentation or something.
Well, let's make sure that we tell the Workday ecosystem that it's still difficult. So it's 3 months. 3 months.
Yeah.
Okay, so Accenture, you're there 2 years. You do two implementations,
Mm-hmm.
and what happens there? Or you moved on?
Yeah, at that time, because at that time I was really looking because I was looking to be deployed onshore, like on the
Okay,
client side, because I
okay,
see people in Accenture being sent to US, Hawaii, Australia. Ooh, I like that one
Okay, so
because I really love
that
the
was your goal.
adventure.
You're like, I
Yeah,
want.
I wanna go, but at that time there was no opportunity because my lead was already there. Like they sent
Okay,
the lead, so until now he's still there. He he
he
immigrated,
travels all over
so
the world.
yeah, yeah, he travels all over the world. So that time just realized I don't have a chance.
Okay,
That's when I get contacted by a recruiter from IBM
okay,
Philippines, and then they told me like, hey, we have this cool project starting, and like just implementation project. It's based on Texas.
okay,
Um, would you Are you open to discussion? Like at that time, I was, yeah, just let me know. What are
okay,
the details? And the offer was really good
okay.
because at Accenture, because that was really my first company. So
Yep.
you only move your salary by how many percent per year for the ladder?
3%, 5%. Yeah, that's what
10%,
we
maybe something like that. And then and IBM, they offer me like 50% on top of
increase.
that, like yeah, increase. So yeah, so yeah, I took that offer, and
Yep.
also my teammate from that project in Accenture also took the offer.
Okay. So
So
two of you, they approach both of
yeah,
you.
yeah, both two of us like we talk, and then we send our resignation letter at the same time.
Really? So
So
just to go back a little bit, in a way,
mhm.
you were okay in Accenture. You were like, I mean, you could have been there comfortable with the pay, but you realized that you weren't going to get those opportunities, right? So you're like, I have to once it,
Sorry
it,
man,
it- yep.
can hear you.
Can you hear me or no? Hello?
I think you were on mute.
Okay. Can you hear
Sorry.
me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, sorry. So you were Accenture, in a way you were okay, but
Hmm.
obviously you realized you were not going to move up, right? Because of the lead, at least where the things you wanted to do, to go to the client side, to somewhere in the world. So you decided to take a chance into IBM, right? Because first they
Yeah,
offer you what you wanted, they offer you better opportunity, more money. But then did you realize like the Workday thing was a good thing that happened to you, uh, or I mean you just move forward because initially you were in Salesforce, right?
yeah.
So I think this Workday thing came to you like, what the hell is this? Nobody knows it, but it could have been the best thing that could happen to you at that point, right? It opened doors, right?
Yeah, at that time, I don't know yet. I don't realize it yet when I wasn't still in Accenture.
Yep.
That Workday is the best thing that happened to me. So, in terms of my career, and
Yep.
also one more reason that I want to move, and I want at that time basically I want the adventure, and also I want higher pay.
Yep. Yep.
For myself, I was doing okay at Accenture, but that was the time when my wife got pregnant.
Okay.
We were still dating at that time. Like I don't know what happened. Too much tequila. Too much tequila.
Okay, so
So
you're
obviously,
thinking ahead. You're thinking
yeah,
ahead too.
yeah. Obviously, I like I will struggle. I have to adjust if I don't get a bigger salary that time. So
Yeah,
I
now
just
you
want to prepare, and then the opportunity was the time of the opportunity was perfect. It was just right
good,
there. So
good.
there's not really much in terms of the interview because the some senior manager at IBM already know me from Accenture because
Yeah.
it was Accenture. So the referral was there.
Okay.
So it was not really much a thing in the interview. And then yeah, and the project was so far in terms of implementation. The project in terms of number of integration, that project was one of the
Okay.
biggest that I like.
At IBM.
The Yeah, the
Yeah.
team built like 180 integrations for
Wow.
implementation. It was it was a big implementation project, but it was scheduled for 1 year.
Okay. So this is when you get the opportunity to go on an assignment abroad, and it happens to be Texas. You're right.
Yeah, that was what I was expecting,
Yep. Yep.
but it never materialized.
Yep.
I was never get sent to US, and at that time it was the lead again who gets sent to US.
Really.
It's always the team lead or the manager.
So this happened also in IBM.
Yes, yes.
So when the recruiter told you, they told you we have
There's a chance, something
there's a
like that.
chance that you can go to Texas, blah blah blah.
Yeah,
The client is in Texas, but then when
Mhm.
you go in, they send the lead.
yeah,
And then what did you say? Like, what the?
yeah. After that one, like after a year, and then I told the manager like, hey, is there a chance? Is there an opportunity? Then just, obviously, like the usual thing that the manager tells you, like, yeah, there's always an opportunity, but
Yeah, yeah.
client is really not looking into it right now. So yeah, after 1 year working in IBM, I got I got a call from a
Okay.
recruiter,
Okay.
and I think someone referred me to the recruiter. They're like,
Okay.
hey, I heard you're looking for an onshore assignment.
Yep.
Um, are you open? Something, and then yeah, we talk about it. And this was GameStop. The client was GameStop.
Okay.
So basically, the client interviewed me before they gave me an offer.
Okay.
They want GameStop to agree, or they want,
Okay.
yeah,
So they want the client to make sure that they like you as a
yeah,
resource
yeah,
before they give you an offer.
yeah.
So you got interview from guys in the US?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay. Okay. What was that
So
like?
at that time,
Technical?
fortunately, I got an offer,
Okay.
2-year bond, everything. Yeah,
Okay.
and then I have to apply for a US visa.
Okay. How long did that take?
It's the visa application is just pretty like quick. It's like
Mm-hmm.
only 30 minutes or something. You just go to the embassy based on your scheduled time.
Yep.
But my first visa application, I got denied. I think 50%, 50% of visa applicants uh, uh, got denied.
Get denied.
So
Okay.
yeah, like I have everything. I have all the paperworks.
Yep. And then what happens?
Let me pause for a while.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh, where
So
were
the
we?
yeah. So the other recruitment company call you about GameStop and
Yeah. And then yeah, I got denied for on my first US visa application.
okay.
So basically, the common practice is like to wait to like at least 3 months to reapply.
Yep.
But GameStop at that time was really pushing this company to send someone there
Okay.
to work on their Workday project. So I think they did something, something they contacted the U.S. embassy or something,
Yeah. They pull
and then
some
they
string.
allowed,
Yeah.
yeah, they allow me to reapply after a week. Unfortunately, at that time, I think it was already arranged. They didn't really ask me that much question.
So they're
They
like,
just
yep,
already
yep,
like,
yep.
congratulations, your visa is approved.
And how long is the visa for?
10 years, man.
10 years. Nice.
Yeah, right until now I can still use it. That's what still what I used when we went to the US last year.
Yep, yep. Nice, nice.
So
So
yeah.
so you get your visa, you're an IBM,
No,
you're
I left IBM
oh
already,
no, you
so
left
it's another
IBM for this
company.
new
Yep.
company and then you're starting a family. But things are working out.
Yeah, things are working out. I loaned my first car.
You know your first car, nice. Okay.
And
Now
then loan our house.
you loan your so you get your house, you get your car.
Yeah.
And, how long did it take before like by the time you got the visa and then you went to Texas?
Yeah, they sent me right away.
Right away. That was the
Yeah.
arrangement.
Yeah.
Okay. So this
They just
client
sent me.
was like, we need you on site here
Yep.
to do our integrations.
Yeah, that company, this client was like their number one, if not number two client.
Okay.
So yeah, that, and then they were really pushing.
So how
Like
long
we
do
need
you
someone
intend?
there. Originally, I was only supposed to stay there for 6 weeks,
Yep.
but this client keeps on asking to me to like extend and extend and extend.
Okay.
So I went into Dallas. Actually, it was in like Grapevine
Yep.
for 3 months.
3 months.
Yeah, 3 months, because 3 months was like the maximum
Yep.
that the US gives this company, because I was only in like business visa. I'm
Yep.
not supposed to stay there long.
Yep. So 3 months.
Yeah,
You're staying in the Grapevine area,
yeah,
and you're traveling in Texas, and
yeah, man.
you're in America, the American
Yeah,
dream.
America.
Yeah.
That was my first time getting outside of my country, and then that was my first time in the US. It was really exciting.
Okay. Okay. So what happens after this company? I mean, you were there how long?
I was there for more than a year,
More
like
than a
30
year.
months something. Because I was really doing well, man. It was like the
Mhm.
pay was really good.
Yep.
Like the pay is way above uh, middle class. I was
Yep.
like upper middle class.
For Manila. Yeah. For Manila.
Let's just put it that way. Like I have a car loan, I have a housing loan. I
Yep.
can still save like, I think, close to
Okay.
$500 a month.
Okay. Okay.
So
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 you're
yeah.
doing well, and then
Yeah.
you make a change. Why?
No, I didn't make a change. I received a call.
What kind of call did you receive?
I received a call from Barbara Boyd.
Barbara Boyd. I
You remember
remember.
her?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
remember.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Like, hey,
So,
Ronnie,
so you're okay. You're happy. I mean,
yeah,
you're
man.
comfortable. You're doing well.
Yeah.
You're like, well, from
Like everything is going really working out for me. Like,
in the Philippines, and then you get
yeah,
this call from a recruiter from the
yeah,
Netherlands,
yeah.
and she finds you where?
Lincoln. She found
LinkedIn,
me in Lincoln. At
because
that
this is,
time, I
yeah,
at that time I don't know that it was for like abroad Netherlands,
yep,
because booking this was a recruiter from Booking, and then they have like office in Manila.
yep,
Like I asked her like, is this for your office in Manila? And she just told me, no, you have to. It's for here in Amsterdam.
yep.
And then I paused for a bit. Amsterdam, Amsterdam. And then she mentioned the Netherlands. Oh, the Netherlands. Okay, because at that time honestly, man, at that time I don't know Amsterdam,
Yeah. So,
but I know Netherlands for sure. I know Netherlands, but
but
I don't know Amsterdam.
so you get this call from the recruiter,
Yeah,
and obviously, because I remember also I got a similar call, and from the start they're like, you have to relocate. Like, if you're not willing to relocate, conversation is over. So what is your mind start thinking? Like when they're
at that
starting.
time I just say that I'm interested,
Okay.
but honestly, I was never decided
You
to
never thought
relocate.
about it. You didn't think
Yeah,
about it,
never
right?
thought about. I just want to get through with this conversation. Where is this gonna go?
Mm-hmm.
And then I got interviewed by you remember Patrick and Sumit.
Yep, yep,
That was a team. So the team in Booking that we have. And then the recruiter get back to me, and then she told me, you have your final interview. Like, okay, yeah, you have to apply for a visa so that you can fly over here for your final interview. Like, okay, now this is getting serious. Like, you have to spend thousands of dollars or euros to like, and you're gonna fly me over here just for final interview.
exactly.
Like, wow, okay, okay, and then yeah. Uh,
So when they told you about the final interview in Amsterdam, I mean, you knew it was getting serious. What,
yeah,
what
man.
was your head thinking? You're like, should I go, not go? What's happening?
No, at that time for the final interview, I'm all for it. I wanna go.
You say you
I'll
want to go.
go. Yeah, it's
Okay.
it's final interview, so like there's no commitment yet. So at that time, I know as long
Yeah.
as I don't sign, there's no commitment. So
But you're like, at least I get a trip to Amsterdam.
yeah, yeah. But at that time also, I'm aware that they will I have like a big chance to get an offer because
Yep.
it was already a final interview.
Yep. 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 Makes sense. I mean, I think in that perspective, there's a similar story there. Uh, so you come to Amsterdam, interview goes well.
Yeah, yeah. Like I got my interview in the morning, I got the offer in the afternoon.
That same day.
Yeah, same day. And
Nice.
yeah, told me like yeah, I'll think about it. Took me
Okay.
3 months to think about it.
So how long were you in Amsterdam for the interview?
4 days.
4 days. And then you go back home,
Yep.
and then you tell the news, and you say, "I got an offer."
Yeah, I told my wife,
And what do you
got an
say?
offer. What do you think? Then at that time, she was not really in. Uh, 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 she was not really agreeing to it
Yep.
because it's a big move for us.
Yep.
And at that time, honestly, I was not really 100% sure as well. But I'm really excited with the adventure.
So it's an
I'm already
adventure. You're like, it's a good opportunity, but I'm doing okay here.
yeah, of course. Like basically, just to put it in a perspective, what I got offer in the Netherlands and what I was earning in Manila, I think just to put it in perspective, I only get like 20% increase or like 30% increase. It was not
Yeah.
even double.
Yeah.
So it was
Hey.
not
Yep.
so yeah. And then to think the like cost of living in Manila and compared to Amsterdam, just like there were like pros and cons.
Yep. Because
But I was just a real
cost of living goes up, but
yep.
yeah. Yep.
But I was just really excited on the adventure. But even though I was really excited at that time, I was not really 100% sure and
Yep.
100% decided. Actually, it's really one of my like annoying part of me. Like decision making really takes a while, and then fortunately I get to convince my wife like, okay, we're going, and then process my papers. Takes a while, like almost more than a month to process my papers.
Yep.
But come on a day when we're about to leave, like the last week that I was about to leave, I was having second thoughts. Should I
Really?
go? Like I was bugging, I was stressing my wife. Like should I go? Like she was just basically tell me like, what the hell are you doing? Like you convinced me already. I already agree. Now you're stressing me up. Just go. Just go.
Get the hell out. Get the hell out. So, but you were still undecided, and you're like, okay. She's like, go, just go.
Yeah.
And
She just like go. And actually, there was really a funny story on my way to the airport
yep.
because knowing Manila, it's like really a
Yep.
traffic city, and then we're on our way to the airport, and then I was really on my mind. I think it's too much traffic that I'm gonna miss my flight.
So you were hoping you would miss your flight.
Yeah, so like some part of me was really hoping it's too much traffic, so I'm gonna miss my flight. So what my wife did, like she asked me to like pull
Okay.
over, and then we're gonna take a cab.
Okay.
Like we left the car from like it's close to her office though.
Yeah.
We left the car, then we took a cab, and then it was just on time that I reached the airport.
No shit.
So like that was really that was one of the stories that I don't regret because I made it.
Yep.
But if I didn't make it, I would really regret it a lot. But that's one of the crazy moments.
But I guess you would have never known if you were never got on the plane, man. You know.
Yeah, yeah.
But, so okay, so you're having your doubts. You know, obviously, family, your son, your job. I mean, it's a big change, man. I mean,
Yeah,
nobody just makes that move. You know, people
especially if you
sometimes.
already have family or even if you're
Exactly.
single, but it's just too far. And because for me, I don't have that much exposure
Yep.
outside of the country or abroad. I only have like 3 months in Texas,
That's
but
yep.
then that's it. And
Yep.
then
Yep.
that time for me that was like that's it, permanent. At least I'm gonna stay here for like 3 years, 4 years, because that's like that's like the biggest commitment so far, and it's like the farthest and hardest decision I ever made. So
Yeah, but it's not
yeah,
only
I was
make
having doubts.
it's not only making you the move, but leaving the family behind.
Yeah,
And, it's a long flight, man. It's not just like it's a 3 hours. It's a fucking long flight. So
yeah, it's 15, 16.
exactly. But eventually, you get on the plane
Mm-hmm,
and
yeah,
come to Amsterdam. And
yeah.
this is when did you arrive to Amsterdam?
May 14, 2017.
May 14.
8 a.m. Schiphol Airport.
Yeah. So when I came in, it was when I started. It was March 20 something, and they told me booking was like, yeah, there comes this, and because I was the old guy and you were the second old guy because everybody was younger, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were the family guys, you were
Yep,
like,
yep.
everybody is like no family, so they're like, oh yeah, there's another guy like you with the family, he's coming in, blah blah blah. And I'm like, okay, sure, whatever, man. Yeah, yeah. So you started working when? I don't remember when you started
Think you're
working.
on mute.
Oh,
Or okay,
sorry.
now I can hear you.
Okay. So when did you start working?
I started working on. I arrived May 14th.
Yep.
It was Sunday. My first day was May 15th.
Like, wow. Right
Yeah.
over. Yep.
So.
So, I think, just to, at the end of this, because what I want to get to also is you made the big move, but then the big what are the difference of the culture shock, the working style, the language, uh, you know what have been the goods, the bad, and you've been here 3 years now, and ultimately what has been your experience as an expat here. And again, because I believe no, not everybody can make this change, but also it's hard to make the change, and
Mhm.
once you make the change, it's not as easy as it seems, but also it's a great experience, right? So how would you
Yeah.
describe your experience, man?
I mean, so far in general, it's my experience so far is really good. I
Yep.
will categorize as really good,
Yep.
but of course there's a lot of challenges.
Yep.
So I was like alone. I was away with my family for 6 months.
Yep.
So at that time, it's like the challenge of being homesick,
Yep.
being away from family. It really dawned on me because I was here for I'm here for the long run. In the US, I know I only there for like months or so. I'm gonna go home, so it was not really affecting me that much.
Yep.
So that was like the first challenge being away with the family. And then the second one, I think it's more like there's always like a adjustment period, meeting new people. I think what I'm really thankful in terms of my the booking team is like people are. I think I clicked right away with people because like booking culture, like that was like the best fit so far for me in terms of the company's culture.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
know what I mean. So
Yeah.
yeah, so that's helped me a lot. Honestly, that really
Yep.
helps me a lot. All those like Freaky Fridays, all of those
Yeah.
after office activities. So yeah, I mean, honestly, that was it. And then I was in constant communication with the family, so
Yep.
it was not really that hard. But yeah, it was more like getting used to the new place,
Yep.
and then the cold. Of course, cold is also a challenge for
The
me.
weather, right?
The
It's
weather,
fucking hot.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Even
Yeah.
though it was already springtime, going to summer, but it was still very cold for me at that time. So yeah, so and then hope fortunately our team in booking is really a diverse one, so I don't really have to adjust in the language.
Yep.
And then I mean honestly, so far, I mean there are things that I miss that I want to do, like just drive away, go somewhere, because I
Yep.
cannot do that here. Uh, but it's like there are other things that I've been doing with the team as well. That was really helping me a lot in terms of like missing my family
Yep.
uh, at that time. So uh, overall, honestly, going back to what I said, overall my experience really good, but it never comes without challenges.
Yep.
So of course, I'm new to the country, new to the company. I don't know I don't know people yet, so there's always a challenge to adjust. And
Yep.
then I don't know the culture yet, but later on I get to know the culture, the company. So yeah, that was good. I was really able to adjust in the culture, and then I just learn and just grow and
So
then
you
adapt with the culture.
yep. So for the 6 months, obviously you're adjusting, you're getting used to the
Sorry,
work.
man. I think you're.
Oh, sorry. Can you hear me? Hello.
Can't hear you. Sorry. What?
Okay. Yeah. Hear me? Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you. Okay now.
Okay. Okay. So you're adjusting. You're first 6 months, no family. So you're in Amsterdam, and then your family arrives. So things get better, right?
Yeah, things get better. Yeah.
The family arrives, and now you have your close ones with
And
you.
at that time, after 6 months as well, I already adjusted
Yep.
in the company, really know a lot of people. And
Yep.
then Amsterdam, I already know like how like the way over Amsterdam. So yeah, basically at that time I already adjusted. So
Was
I
was
mean,
was there any adjust? I mean, what do you think about the working culture uh, in Amsterdam in the Netherlands, where versus the going back home? Basically, the schedules, the hours, the vacation. What do you think?
it's
What is the difference there based on your experience?
it's better, man. It's better here.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because Manila, I have to work like the American style night shift.
Okay.
So lots of documentations as well.
Yep.
Uh, the vacation, you cannot just go on vacation because of projects.
Yep.
So it has to be properly planned. So yeah, it's more like I know it's like a really overused work-life balance, the term work-life balance, but
Yep.
here it's really more visible. It's really more it's really better here in terms of work-life balance because I mean just that was like my first like August, July, August, like summer. Like there were no people in the team. Like where's everybody? So I think that's one of the culture shock I had moving here
Yeah.
in Netherlands. Like people just don't show up. Like the whole July and August. Like there are a lot
Holiday,
of days
holiday,
that I was only the
holiday.
one. I was only the one in the team. So yeah, where's everybody? So
You know what's uh, one thing that caught me in the summer, same summer as you, is that I booked 2 weeks to go. I don't know where I went, and someone told me in the team, "Oh, you only booked 2 weeks," and I'm like, "What the fuck? 2 weeks? That's that
that's
ain't,
like your annual holiday in
yeah,
US, 2 weeks.
exactly." And they're like, "Yeah, in the summer you go 3 weeks, 4 weeks." That was like the culture shock for me right there. Like
Yeah,
I came back home and I'm like, someone just asked me like, "You only booked 2 weeks for you," you know. But it's a good thing, it's a good thing. Uh, but yeah, okay. So 3 years in the Netherlands, it's positive. Your move was
yeah.
positive.
The move is really positive, man.
Okay.
It's not that easy. It was hard making the decision, but so far no regrets. Like I don't think I'll ever regret moving here.
Family is good. You have two
Family is
kids.
good. Yep.
They're learning Dutch. Well, your son is learning Dutch. Aurelia
Yeah,
is young.
yeah,
Yeah, very, still a baby.
yeah,
Uh, okay. So, I mean, ultimately, I think what for me also as an expat is that, these kind of changes are big changes, but just the opportunity and the growth, it's I mean, you cannot read about this. You know, you have to live it. You know.
Yeah, I mean, basically, this type of like changes is like the experience will be your best teacher so far. Like, I honestly believe that one because yeah, like I mean, you can do your research about it, but when you actually there, it's a different feeling. It's a different experience.
Exactly. And you know, I'm on the same boat there. Like you just cannot. And ultimately, you know, I think it's a lifetime opportunity. Like
Yeah,
the way we were given the opportunity to come here, I believe it was, for me, it was very, you know, from a process standpoint, it was very simple. But just in general, you know, just the style, the school system for the kids, and you know, the work life
you break out
balance.
again. Sorry.
Yeah, the work life balance. Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear you now?
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Yeah,
So I think it's overall it has worked out. You know, it's worked out for the positive, and I think just people shouldn't be afraid to make a change, man. You know
yeah,
what?
man. I mean, change. So change. Uh, for me, change. There's always something good in a
Yep.
change, like because all you need to do is just decide,
Yep.
take the first step, and then do it.
Yep. All right.
Because
Well, just
because yeah,
yep.
yeah. So far that was because I could just have stayed there, and because I was doing really great. So
But it's the experience, man. Is the
yeah, it's all worth it. The experience, like the people you get to know along the way.
Yep.
I mean, it just help you grow as an individual. Yeah,
And I think that's the key. And I think that's what I want to close with is that things that make you grow as a person, as an individual, and you know, just for the young bucks out there, you know, don't be afraid to make a change, even if you're comfortable. You know,
yeah, yeah.
so
Actually, like my philosophy, if it's too much comfortable already, I gotta make a change.
gotta make a change. It's
Yeah,
not bad, you know, if it's
it's
too
not bad. Like,
comfortable. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
exactly. Well, Ronnie, cheers.
Right. Thank you so much.
Oh man, you empty.
That
It's
was a
like
good
I said,
beer.
we talk a lot, and you know, I knew your story, but I wanted to get it on the record because I just believe that one day someone will listen to it, and there's going to be a young Filipino guy out there that's or a Mexican kid out there that's going
Yeah,
to be like, hey, I can do it too. You know,
yeah, yeah.
so
Especially right now, like there's just a lot of opportunity.
there's
Just go with it. I mean,
exactly,
honestly, yeah, just go with it. Just yeah. Nike just said, just do it.
just do it. All right, man. Enjoy the
All
night.
right.
We'll catch you tomorrow.
All right.
All right. Thanks, dude.
Cool.
Bye.
Bye.